Hey guys. Okay, so this is gonna be part 2 of your story and where you are versus their story, where they are. So this could be your person or this could be you. I'm gonna address it as you in this reading. So this is the Tarot of the Cosmic Seed. But before we get tarot, I'm gonna do the same thing. I kind of played this one already, so I know the routine. Maybe a little different though. There may be some different things that I do in this on your story, your side. So I'll kind of play it by ear. So let's go ahead and get some oracles. These are the elemental oracles that I'm using. Some oracles for them. Okay, so we have animals. Companionship, number 21. We also have creation, water, number 29. Let's get one more. Magic, two. Okay, we have hearth and magic. So comfort and alchemy. Okay. Oh, wow, I got it. I have to say, in the pile 1, there's some similarities that go into this. We talked a lot about alchemy. Also, animals came up a lot in pile 1. They had a card with a bunch of animals as well. They also had the compassion card at the end for advice. And in the middle here, they had the number 39, which this is the number 29. And theirs was fire. It was brush fire and fury, and here you have creation and water. So some similarities here. I understand now why you have an extra card here for comfort associated with the alchemy. It's pretty self-explanatory, but we're going to go into detail here. I'm going to move these down so y'all can get them at a better look. Get them out of the glare. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so what happened here for you on this side? What kind of happened here in you, this connection? Okay. So there's a couple things here. 21 may be significant for someone. Also, the number 2 in being that companionship is here is a big, heavy part of the influence here that has to do with this connection overall. The number 1 is like the new beginning, or something new happening. All these animals that are on this card, which are the same exact animals that are on pile 1's spread, if you didn't watch that. But see how these animals are kind of more comforting this lady here, they're all over her, you know, look at them. And she's actually, the ones that I want to point out the most is that she's holding 2 foxes. So let's start there. I feel like there's so much going on in your energy. First off, I have to say that when it comes to this connection itself, I think that you have a lot of people in your ear about this other person, with this parrot being on her shoulder. There's a lot of deceptive energy around this, but there's also you trying to listen to your own inner guidance, your own your own intuition, that inner guidance that's there. What do I could say that? There's a couple things that I just want to point out about this connection itself that made you feel, so that you know if you resonate with this. I think you feel completely overwhelmed with this person. I think that you felt completely overwhelmed with this person. I think that you initially had this decision to kind of get into this because you saw this person as someone that could be more of a companion, someone that could be there and kind of maybe help kind of lead you in a direction that you needed to go or you wanted to be, kind of someone that was more of a guidance, you know. Having that companion in a way is kind of someone to lean on. It's like you had someone here to kind of lean on. That was your idea kind of going into this. Okay, I've connected with this person and I feel like this is a good way for me to kind of have someone here when I need them to kind of lean on, or to experience things with, possibly just experience new things with. I think that you did initially. I feel like there was some hesitation here, because I think that you kind of have a hard time understanding what you want or what you desire, because I think that you get overwhelmed easily when it comes to your mind space. I think that your mind can kind of run away with you pretty easily, and you have a hard time understanding what it is that you want, or what direction you want to take compared to what everybody else kind of wants for you, or everybody else's opinions, or the influence of others on this connection itself, or this other person itself. All this stuff just got in the way. Every bit of this stuff just got in the way of this. Also, I think that you felt like this person was very overwhelming to you. I think that you were more kind of wanting to keep a lot of things to yourself. And I think that you felt like this person, and you kind of had an agreement that this was going to be like, that you weren't going to put pressure on one another to open up in any kind of way. Because there's two foxes here, and they both have their eyes closed. So it's like both of you were not going to deceive each other in any kind of way. You weren't going to push on each other in any kind of way. This is just a companionship. Someone just to have, having kind of like having that friend there. But there was nothing in concrete here, I don't feel. You felt like this person was too much. It's almost like whatever it was that you kind of agreed upon or that you wanted out of this, was this person kind of put too much of themselves on you. And I feel like that you being already in this place of you weren't completely settled with the idea of it anyways. And so with this person kind of overwhelming you in this kind of way, made that worse. Made you kind of take a step back. You know what I mean? Like, okay, wait a second. This is not what I was imagining here. So the other part of that is, now because of that, I think that you've been in this place to where you've really kind of had to, there's a couple of things here. One of them is, I feel like you're wondering if there's a lot of chaotic energy going on in my mind right now. So when it comes to this other person and how you're seeing them, was this person honest with me? Will they deceive me in the future? Or are they sneaky in any kind of way? Or were they wearing a mask? Did they mean what they said? This wasn't what I thought it was, but a lot of this is coming from outside of you, is what's putting those illusions inside of you. So again, I feel like there may be someone close to you that's really in your ear because of this parakeet being on her shoulder right next to her ear. Also, spiritual wise, if you resonate with that, I feel like the spirit guides have been sending you a ton of synchronicities, a ton of signs, and that is overwhelming. It's like they're trying to get you to understand or see or recognize or, do whatever it is. And it's like she's trying to be okay with having all these animals on her, but you can tell by her face, she doesn't look like she's okay with this. It's like, seriously? Again? And not again? This is happening again? Like, what does this mean? It could come in the way of animals. I said this in part 1. It could come in the way of these animals. And, animals carry those spiritual messages for us. You could have certain animals that keep popping up. And the reason that they're on you in the way that they are is because they're trying to tell you something here. Every animal represents something different. Frog is a representation of taking a leap or having a new beginning, taking that leap into a new direction. The rabbit here, emphasis on, again, like that new journey, or, you know, coming out of that hole, coming out of that isolation. And being that these two are on top of her head makes me say that maybe Spirit has been on you or pushing you to come out of some kind of isolation here, and grow or take a leap moving forward towards something hopeful for yourself, even, because that white, or having some kind of peace, or kind of taking a leap towards resolving issues here with this person in some kind of way, because it's just this energy of you being completely overwhelmed about everything that everybody says to you, plus all the stuff that's going on internally with you, and not knowing what to believe. That's why these two are on top of your head, because Spirit's going, just take that leap and offer some kind of peace here towards this other person. Come out of the isolation here, you know, but you're just kind of stuck. No, I'm okay with having all these animals on me. I'll just stay here for a little longer. Okay. So this is where you're coming from. This is where you've been in the past. You know, this, I feel I'm seeing this as past, present, future energies here, okay? So this is what the start of the connection was for you, how you felt, what you wanted, and how you feel, you know, moving out of that towards this present energy here, which is very important when you talk about this. So let me move these down a little bit so y'all can see them better. Keep moving them all over the place, huh? So water. So you could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but this right here, and that's not, I don't feel like that's really relevant for a lot of you. Two things I want to say, just starting off with these numbers, 29. First off, I feel like you're on the right track. I feel like wherever you are right now, I feel like you're moving in the right direction for yourself, towards making a decision to kind of close some things out. So you finally have stepped into your, you know, you're halfway out of your emotional body, okay? Because I do feel like this connection was kind of something that was kind of a catalyst to your growth when it comes to following your own inner intuition, following your own inner guidance, and what that means to you, what that even is to you, moving forward, and listening to the directions from Spirit, or listening to those signs that you get and how they can lead you in the right direction. I think that you've kind of kept yourself from experiencing like this being in your emotional body, so much so that you can't understand your own feelings, how you feel about a situation, because you have so many things around you that are keeping you from understanding that. You know, how can you understand how you feel when you have someone else or something else telling you all kinds of illusions or all kinds of deceitful stories about someone, or whatever it is? If you have all this stuff around you, it's hard for you to listen to your own inner guidance. And I think, you know, in order to kind of do that, we have to be able to step into our emotional bodies and realize how we truly feel outside of everyone else. So because you are the one that lived the experience, when everyone else is kind of telling you what that was, or how that was, or who that was, or whatever, they're looking at it from that exterior view. They're looking at it from the way that they're seeing it through the lens of their own eyes and their own experiences and their own pain. They're not looking at it through your experience of what you felt, what you lived. And you're starting to figure out how to accept those feelings, which I think is something that you maybe have ran from before. And you're starting to figure out how to accept the feelings that you felt so that you can know who you are and what the truth is out of this. Because I think that even though Spirit's kind of been sending you messages to take kind of a leap, whether that's a leap towards your emotional body or a leap towards the other person to kind of straighten things out, what you feel guided to the most is to kind of step into these emotions and figure out how you feel about the situation. You know, I think you're trying to purify your energy. You're realizing that, you know, I just have to get away from all this. I have to block everything else out so that I can figure out how I feel here, beyond what everyone else is saying to me. You know, find your own peace here within yourself over this situation. Also, cleansing yourself. I think that you went through this period, or you're going through this period, where you're kind of trying to cleanse yourself from this person's energy. You know, I have to get out of this for a little while. This person's too much. I don't want to be. You're someone, I think, that has a lot of problems with conflict, not wanting to face conflict, not wanting to face or even be exposed to anything like that. And that could be because you've had a lot of, you know, traumatic things. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. So one of the things that you're learning here in this is because you've experienced so much conflict around you in your life. Okay. This could be with just anything in your life where you felt like that it was never really, you could never stay in one place for very long. There was always some kind of conflict that made you kind of move around in some kind of way. This could be physically, you know, or this could be just with your family or whatever it is. You may have switched different kinds of families in some kind of way, but it always was a result of some kind of conflict that took place. So because of that, you don't really step into your emotional body for too long, because in a way, you don't really want to get emotionally attached to something that is going to change, is going to be different. And you have this thought or belief about everything now, because having those experiences, that being in that emotional body is not good, because it's just going to change. So I think that, to be honest with you, I feel like this was over before it even got started. I mean, I do think things got started, but I just mean in your mind, in a way that you didn't recognize, is that it was not going to work out anyways. You already had this disbelief that it wasn't going to work out right. So any little thing was going to put you off. Do you see what I'm saying? So if this person was too much for you, or came on way too strong, or had a different idea about how things should go, I'm out of there. That's what I'm feeling here. So you've spent a lot of time reflecting on this, and you're in this space now to where you're finally stepping into that emotional body because of all the overwhelming energies around you, and realizing that you have to kind of focus on self. How do I feel? Where are these feelings coming from? And you're doing it, I feel like, in kind of more isolation here. You're doing it more, you're having to separate yourself from others so that you can figure this out. Especially this person, you know, or whoever's been around you or in your ear in some kind of way. You have to go within and find how you feel about this so that you can have peace and harmony moving forward. So you're allowing yourself to kind of seep into the emotions, and you're feeling those emotions, and you're feeling of how you really feel about this person, and how you feel intuitively who this person was and what their intentions were. And you're purifying yourself from all those illusions, all those fears, all those anxieties. You're just purifying yourself from that. Deleting all that from your mind, and only listening to your higher guidance, yourself, spirit, you know, whatever's coming through here. It's part of the beginning of really seeping into that healing that takes place, Because once you get into that emotional body and you start to find that inner guidance, you start to listen to that intuition about what it is that you feel about this person or about the situation or what it was to you, regardless of what anybody else says or thinks or feels or whatever it is, but only finding that connection to yourself is where you're able to kind of re-explore some of that trauma, re-explore some of those things that happened to you, where you're comfortable being in that emotional space. And you can recognize the feelings that you felt then so that you know what to heal or how to heal those. This is what you're in the present. You're in the present doing this right now. This is what you are presently doing in your mind's space right now. And I have to say, for some of you, I also feel like you're allowing more things to come into your life spiritually. I feel like you're kind of figuring out what that means to you and where that is. And the reason is because I think that these signs that you've been getting or synchronicities have been undeniable. I think that before you've kind of been ignoring this, kind of ignoring them when they come up, but you're getting to the point where there may be more behind this than what I've thought. I mean, you're starting to kind of allow your mind to kind of go there. Which brings me, and the goodness of how that feels, you know, knowing that there's something higher here that you're more connected to. See how she is so connected to this orb up here, this higher version of herself, or the divine here, through the emotional body, you know, like she's connected here, and having that realization that you're so much more connected than you've ever felt or ever thought. Those energies or those synchronicities or the divine, how things kind of come to you more easily. It's like she's opening her hands up, you know, she's allowing that to be a reality in your mind space. Okay. Okay, I get it. Like, you've sent me a tons of stuff over and over. These are things like that are in your own head that nobody else kind of is aware of. And you're saying, okay, I haven't said this out loud and it's coming up. It's definitely something, there's something to this. So let's move on to this, because this is the future energy here. Alchemy, magic. This is really important, especially with this here, because in the future here, even though this is kind of the beginning, in the future here, I feel like you're going to kind of lean more towards this like magician kind of energy, this alchemy kind of energy. You know, the magician there's someone who can really start, first and foremost, manifestation might be something that comes up that you're very open to, or that kind of catches you to kind of learn more about or explore more about. But definitely you open yourself up to this kind of energy here, you know, realizing that you can manifest what it is you want. Like, there's a higher purpose here, or there's a higher belief here that I have not seen like the way that I'm seeing it now. And this here is having that comfortability in that, you know, having that comfortability and knowing that, again, a number 11, knowing that you feel like you're on to something, you know, and you feel more comfortable than you did before, because here she's not comfortable. You know, she's not comfortable. And it's like now he's leaning on this dog. Like, you feel more like you're becoming more loyal to your own path. You're becoming more aware of your own new beginning here, and what that means for you, and that you can kind of manifest what it is that you want. I feel like manifestation is going to be a big deal for you moving forward. I feel like learning about it and developing things about it developing how you can kind of control that magic, you know, is something that's going to be a big deal for you moving forward, and getting comfortable with that idea. This is something that's interesting to you. Really grounding that thought and learning about that thought and growing those abilities is something that's very interesting to you moving forward. And I don't know necessarily that you've really put this energy and this person kind of together. I don't know that for some of you, I don't know that you've quite hit that point to where you're realizing that the reason that you've stepped into this place is through this companionship that you had here with this person. You know, kind of an alchemist here to an alchemist, like a catalyst to your awareness of this. I'm not sure that you've completely stepped into that space, but you're definitely getting very close. I have to also say that I just realized that technically this would be a number 1 reduced down. So you have 111 here, which means, again, that you're on the right track if you're listening to your head and your heart, which is something, again, I said here in the present moment, you're learning to listen to your own inner guidance. Listen to your heart's compass. What is it that you desire? And then listen to your head. What is it that, you know, you're telling yourself? What am I telling myself here? Is this my thoughts or someone else's thoughts that's coming in? You're figuring these things out. Okay. That was a lot of information, I feel. I hope that this helps you guys. Okay, so let's get your tarot. I kind of see more of the story here. It's funny how this reading's coming out. It's not so much about this other person. I haven't even got message cards. Because this is more just about where you are in your particular journey, your own journey, moving forward. I just got this deck not too long ago, and it's freaking amazing. I mean, it's so pretty. I got it off Etsy, and blue is my favorite color, so this deck is really awesome to me. Okay, so let's get started. I feel like, well, I just don't know how this is going to come out. We're just going to have to pull the cards, and I'll kind of play it by ear. So what else is there here, Spirit? What else is, okay. The High Priestess in reverse. So yeah, again, I mean, it's kind of like you're keeping to yourself. It's kind of, that energy of silence, of secrets, of not revealing the way that you feel about things, which, I mean, we kind of saw this all over your spread here. Not revealing how you feel here. But going within, you know, holding that information within. So whatever it is that you're going through here, I think that you're realizing to kind of, I don't know, I feel like you're keeping to yourself a lot. We have Pisces energy here as well. 3 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, moving on past hurt, pain, grief, starting that kind of healing journey that we talked about. Being able to kind of put yourself into the emotional body in order to do that. Kind of, you know, the 3 of Swords in a way to me is kind of like where you're going back and remembering when you did have pain in your life and how that shaped you into who you are and how you can actually heal those kinds of things and they can change who you are. So if, you know, I mean, it's just a healing journey. So you're recognizing that, okay, I am this way. I am a way of, kind of like what we talked about up here about, you know, kind of moving around a lot and having conflict a lot. So it's hard for you to kind of listen to your own inner guidance or really step into your emotions. Why can't I be emotional? Why can't I talk about my emotions? Why can't I step into my emotions? Where does that connect? If I experience pain in my life? And you kind of start with that first experience of remembering how painful a certain situation was. Where does that resonate from? How did I feel then about it? What do I know now about that? You kind of re-explore that. So it's, you know, being in reverse here, it's like you're going backwards to these times in your life. You're re-exploring that pain that you felt in your life, and realizing that the way that you feel now isn't because that's who you are. You don't just want to accept emotions or talk about emotions or anything because that's just who you are. It's because there's something that caused you pain. That's why you keep things to yourself, like the High Priestess in reverse. That's why you keep information and things to yourself. You don't express yourself in the way you feel because of that. And I feel like this person maybe came on strong with those emotions. And again, that's nope, not doing that. We're not doing that. And realizing that, why am I like that? Why do I do that? It's not who you are authentically. It's not who you were meant to be. It's that trauma that you carry and how it's connected to who you are now. But if you go back and connect the dots of where that came from and why that's there, you heal that space to where you're opening yourself up to new things, to new thoughts, new ideas. And that's what you're doing right now. You're in this place of you're finally opening yourself up to going down that journey. And it's not easy, it's painful. You could be even experiencing some kind of dark night of the soul this time, kind of reliving some of those experiences and the pain that it caused you and how it felt. It's definitely not easy to do. Not everybody opens themselves up to something like this. A lot of people don't want to address their pain dead on, especially if it's stuff that they've buried for a long period of time. You know, this is really hard to do this. I think that's why you're kind of going a little bit at a time here. But you have to relive those experiences, and you're going to find out things that you didn't realize before. You know, every time I think that you connect the dots in your mind, the healing journey is such a, mentally, it's a crazy thing. It's, you know, we block out a lot of experiences, a lot of memories due to trauma. And these could be even good memories we block out due to trauma. Because whatever around that timeline was associated with that trauma that happened could block out all that stuff. But when you go back and you start to connect the dots of, oh, I'm this way because of this, and you start to connect those pieces, you start to remember things that you didn't see before. So you get little bits of information about a particular like dramatic experience where you can understand it better than you understood it before. So for instance, if you've held resentment for someone over a situation, you kind of relive it, and then you start to remember things of how that person acted, what that person said, or connect the dots there for their side. Okay, now that makes sense to me now. Now I'm seeing it. I was young then, I didn't see it then. I see it now. I know why that person acted the way they did. I know why they reacted like they did. And you wake up to these things, and it's just, it makes you wake up to a lot. It's a lot. A lot of crazy things. Okay. We have the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. Look at that, too. See that bird? That parrot is right there again, but she's got control of that parrot. Look at that. She's holding that parrot back. She has her hand up to that parrot. Almost like she's in control of that. She's in control of what communication with the blue. The blue is that throat chakra, that communicative, thought. What is communicated to her and what she allows to listen to and what she allows not to listen to. She knows her truth, The Nine of Pentacles is someone that's independent, and I think that you're starting to become more independent when it comes to your own thoughts. Okay, so let's keep going. What else, Spirit? So I think that you're having a new, it's like you're discovering how relationships can be or should be for you, or how you feel comfortable with relationships. Moving forward, you know, how you see friendships, even kind of opening yourself up to, you know, this person again, even, or it's just people around you, and how you kind of, you start to get to this place to where you just see everyone differently. You're doing this. You're starting to see other people differently, and how everyone has something different that they're holding on to, that they've been kind of, that's how they see the world. That's how they're experiencing things. So especially when people give you advice about situations, that they're giving you that advice based off of their own experiences. And this could be in the way of someone that possibly could have experienced a lot of pain that never went back and healed any of that. And they're giving you advice on a situation through the eyes of, through the lens of their own pain. So with that, they're here. They're in this place to where, I mean, yeah, they're giving you advice through the lens of their own pain. So you're realizing that this advice that they're giving me is kind of tainted in a way, you know. You're kind of reliving, looking at your connections that you've had with people and looking at them in that way, in a whole new different way. And I do feel like this person here is one of those people that you're kind of going back and looking at, or these could be people that you've even left out in the cold because of the coats that they're wearing, or these could be different relationships that you were in that you're going back. That's a lot. That was a lot. That was a lot of energy behind that one. So that could be, I could be really dead center with that. These could be past relationships that you were in, and you're maybe past relationships that meant a lot to you, or that you were in for a long period of time, and you're starting, that you've left out in the cold, these people you've kind of left out in the cold. You're starting to look back at these relationships and how you experienced on what happened there, and how you were influenced to that in some kind of way. And it could be from what you're focused on here, which is not allowing your emotions to come out properly, not knowing how to express yourself emotionally properly is here. So you're going back to these times and you're saying, you know, you're asking yourself, how did those people experience this through, how'd they see me? How'd they look at me? How'd they feel based off of what I know about myself now? Which is good, because you're looking at things differently than you were looking at them before, which is, you know, step forward. Four of Pentacles here. I feel like there's a heavy kind of feeling here of distrust, or keeping things tightly to yourself. And again, like, you're very cautious about what you give to people and what you don't. The Four of Pentacles is about having those boundaries, or controlling things. Have to get a drink. My throat's kind of seizing up here. And I feel like you're recognizing maybe as well that you've always tried to stay in control, trying to control even the other person's emotions and how they kind of express them. That's interesting. That's very interesting. It's like in a, you know, emotionally kind of manipulative in some kind of way, because you're saying, you know, you get kind of what you want here out of them, and hold on to that, but you don't give any of it. You know, the Four of Pentacles is something that you're holding on tightly to. Control, so your boundaries, your own security here, very closed off energy here. So yeah, these others are going to kind of express or give to you, but you're going to hold on tight to your own information. You're going to put up those boundaries there when it comes to the expression. Recognizing that now, though, in those connections. Oh, I know why they're so upset with me. I get it. I totally get it now. You know, that like realization. I've had those realizations. I know what they feel like. It's kind of uncomfortable having that kind of sit on you for a minute. Like, oh, huh. So, like, realizing that the other person wasn't so crazy. They were actually just, you just see things just so different. So I totally get it. The High Priestess in reverse. So it's not a fun feeling. 2 cards came out. The Chariot and Justice. Oh, holy cow. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is some heavy stuff right here. Very heavy stuff right here. These all came out just flipped over together. The Tower, the Chariot, and Justice. Scorpio, Cancer, Libra energy here. Justice is coming in a way for you. In a good way. Okay, so let's get to this. I feel like these are kind of intended to go together in a way, so I'm going to go ahead and say that. I feel like you've kind of, your eyes are open to now to your own foundation of who you are, and that's kind of, you're kind of starting to rebuild yourself. You know, this process is rebuilding yourself. The Chariot is you acknowledging that you have your own, you want things to move in a positive direction for yourself, and you're taking the reins, you're taking control, and of your own thoughts, of your own beliefs, of your own ideas, of who you are. And having this Justice here comes in, it's like saying, I'm not, you know, I feel like I can balance things out within myself now. I have this idea that everything that I've kind of experienced before was kind of a result of me coming into this awareness here of how this is all justified, which before you might have held, again, some resentments over others. But because you're having this new awareness, it's like, okay, I get it now. Like it's settling into you. You know what I mean? So I'm going to put these like this. I'm going to go ahead and pull the other ones too while I'm at it. Oh, wait just a minute. There's lots of major arcana here. Wow, this is kind of crazy. This is like awakening kind of energy, which is what I'm seeing here overall, is you're awakening to this new belief that you have you're the one that drives your own self into the direction that you want, especially pertaining to your mind. You are the one that believes you believe in yourself, you believe in your own thoughts, and you're following that instead of following others around you. The Chariot is a card of someone that's taking control of their own power, moving in the direction that they choose to move in for what's best for them. And that's what you're in here. And you're doing it in a way of redeveloping yourself. You know, you're definitely going to be someone completely different here, outside of this. So I think with the High Priestess in reverse and the Tower, this was like an internal awakening for you. You're really opening up internally to who you are or could be, why you are who you are. I feel like with the Three of Swords and the Chariot, it's just you taking the reins here on your own healing, taking charge of your own healing. Definitely. Not putting blame on others, but just taking charge here. The Nine of Pentacles with the Justice. I mean, I feel like you kind of in a way feel like this will lead to ultimately your own independence. your own abundance, moving in a direction of what's best for you. But it's like you feel like you're putting this idea that all of this, like I think that you are kind of recognizing a little bit that all of this has all happened for a reason, and then you're kind of feeling like maybe this is the reason for you to become awake internally so that you can kind of heal past things and move forward and be different and take different approaches in the future, so that you can kind of fulfill what it is that you desire, you want. I think that, you know, this is a card of breaking yourself free. And I feel like you've kind of tried to make everybody, I mean, there's so much stuff that's kind of coming through. I'm picking the things that are standing out to me the most. I feel like you think that you've kind of allowed other people to kind of tell you things or go in their direction because of this giving nature that you have, or wanting others to kind of be comfortable. So you give too much of yourself in some kind of way, or feeling the need to have to be there for others in some kind of way. And I'm not saying you can't be there for others. It's just that you're recognizing that you don't have to follow the other people's way that they want you to do things, and you can actually step into your own freedom, of your own independence. You know, this is someone here that's worked very hard and that's very successful in this. And I think that, again, this is kind of a reminder from Spirit that you will have justice here as far as your healing path goes, or being able to recover past things. So if you feel down in the dumps right now, because if you are experiencing that dark night of the soul, you know, reliving all that and how painful that is, that's kind of an indicator here that you're going to come out of that. So what about the Three of Cups? Oh, wait. Two of Wands. So moving forward and planning for your future here, I think that there's some kind of energy here of possibly planning to reconnect, because the Three of Cups is that reunion type kind of energy, that supporting one another, kind of coming back together. So there may be some kind of indicator here of you wanting to reconnect to some or all of these people in some kind of way, from what you've grown from, knowing what you know now. Once you complete, you know, this cycle here. But I think that you may be in kind of, I think that you're thinking about it a little bit now, but I think that you're more of in like the planning stages of if you should do that or not. You know, should I reconnect or should I not reconnect? You're kind of in that Two of Wands energy on as far as decisions go. Okay, so let's see what the Four of Pentacles is here. Six of Pentacles. Wow. Wow. What a good card to have from what we talked about here. This is you coming out of this and then realizing that you have to give equally. You can't, yeah, in connections, how you can give equally in connections. This is the liberation. So that's going to be, yeah, judgment, right? Yeah. So judgment in reverse, which is the overall thing here, because it's what you're really doing is trying to find your own truth. And I feel like all this you're keeping to yourself, I have to say. All of it you're keeping to yourself, I feel like. But realizing that you've had this, like again, blaming others or having this lack of self-awareness or a lack of, you know, like having doubt about yourself and what you're capable of. Realizing this about yourself, maybe possibly then ignoring that call that you've been having is here. The Lovers in reverse, which is the indicator of, and then the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, and then there's the King of Wands in reverse, which is someone that acts on things impulsively without kind of worried about any kind of consequences there. So you looked at like new opportunities as, you know, the Lovers here. So you kind of, in this, I'm kind of seeing this in a little bit of a different way. You coming out of situations and impulsively kind of, you know, the King of Wands can be kind of selfish in a way, because again, they're not focused on what everybody else is going to feel out of that, only really what they are going to feel, and kind of pulling yourself out of that and moving towards new opportunities and disconnecting here with the Lovers in reverse is something that I think that you were unaware of before, that I think that you've kind of woken up to be honest with you. Even though Judgment is here in reverse, that's the way that I feel, is you're kind of aware of this now, of how things happened here before. Because I feel like, again, look at that, the decisions. I feel like, again, you have been having this lack of self-awareness, you know, where you're kind of realizing this about yourself now, and it's leading you down this healing path. Okay, so I want to get, wait, they want me to show you decisions. It keeps kind of coming out. I think that you're, again, I saw that here though, making those decisions too. If you want to kind of stay closed off or to yourself with these individuals here, or this one person, if that's what that is, you know, this is about supporting one another. It's about friendships. It's about collaborating with one another. So if you want to move in that direction, or if you want to continue to be closed off, or if you want to give to this person with the Six of Pentacles, equal give and take, being generous to someone else, having things kind of grow. You know, this is a step towards growth. Do I want to kind of put anything towards this? Okay, so let's get more in depth here. Why is the High Priestess here? These are the twin flame oracles from Leo Vibes 1111. Deep feelings. Yeah. So again, you keeping these deep feelings that you have to yourself, within yourself, because you're doing that in a way, it's kind of abruptly open you up. You know, that Tower, it's kind of, when you kept these feelings to yourself, it's kind of, you're at the point now to where you have to acknowledge them. I mean, they're right there in front of you. I mean, they've been inside that whole time. Why is the Tower here? Why is the Tower here? Temptation. I think that there's kind of a mixed feeling here between feelings and temptation and desire. So lust and love kind of energy. Golly, couldn't even get that out. Let me get a drink. Kind of clear my throat. What were past connections to you, and what did they mean to you? What connections you felt love for? What connections did you feel lust for? What's the difference, and how do you see that difference there? It's like you're reliving and trying to go back and acknowledge these things. And it's becoming aware, I think, to you in a way that you act a lot on temptation, or you may feel as if when you go off of things that you are tempted into, then, oh, I just got something else too. But if you go off of things that you're tempted into, how you can kind of cause destruction for yourself. I just got also, you may be, because the decisions keep coming up, maybe trying to decide if you want to, or you're tempted to kind of open yourself up to feelings, and you feel like that's going to be like this Tower moment here. You know, the Tower is having that dramatic change, unexpected change, that destruction take place. Like you will cause, like this, you're tempted to cause a Tower moment, you know, in some kind of way. Tell me about the Three of Swords in reverse, please. I don't think you're there yet. I think that you're deciding on that, friends. Okay. So again, that's that Three of Cups energy. You going back and kind of reliving this thing. and experiencing it through kind of seeing how you have kind of caused heartbreak yourself, and why that's there. Why is in Chariot here? Or how you've kind of changed the dynamic. Yeah, hope. You may have this, you may be also, I'm getting like, there's an underlining thing here, and I think it's based off of the decision that you're trying to make. So I'm going to emphasize on that because it's coming across kind of more so of advice for you, or where you're wanting to lead now. So I think that there's a part of you that kind of wants to heal this friendship with this person, and you're kind of hopeful that if you take the lead, or if you move towards this person in some kind of way, that healing will take place. Nine of Pentacles. Self-love, again, with that Nine of Pentacles, perfect. That's a perfect energy here right on top, because that's what it is. Now that you have this new idea, this new love for yourself, you're listening to yourself. You're not listening to anyone outside of yourself. You're listening to yourself, and you're doing what is right for you here with the Justice being here. Why is Justice here? Two cards wanted to come out. We have Imagine and Humor. So yeah, this is, humor's like happiness. You know, humor's like seeing the brighter picture of things, or seeing the, yeah, with self-love, you're kind of like, again, you're having this new, like, because of you going through this process and realizing that these ways that you feel are not just who you are, but kind of the things that happen and how you became who you are, and that doesn't have to stick. You know, you can actually change who you are in a way, moving forward for the better. That's giving yourself self-love, and imagining that you can have justice in your life, or balance in your life, which I feel like for you guys, there's something to do with, you've kind of carried a lot of guilt or a lot of shame and things that you've done. And so if anything comes up, it's like, well, that's what I get kind of energy. But when you're going back and you're experiencing all this, you're kind of realizing that through this self-love, that you're imagining that you can have better things for yourself, that you are deserving of that moving forward. So in a way, if you felt you weren't good enough for anyone that you've had a connection with in some way, that you weren't good enough for them, that now you're starting to imagine or realize that you are, and that you, now that you have this love for self, you know, Three of Cups, starting to recognize the value that you have in you. Travel. So with the Three of Cups and travel here, with the Two of Wands being here, again, I think that you're wanting to kind of, I think that you're trying to figure out if you should travel towards this person or not, if you should connect with this person or not, if you should start this thing back up or not. Why is Two of Wands here? I just saw the masculine and it didn't come out. We had the feminine in pile 1. We'll see if it comes out again. Did it turn over? No, darn. So we have misunderstood. So I think that what's driving you here in this direction is that you feel like not only have you misunderstood, I feel like this person, but you feel as if this person maybe has misunderstood you, or you're just wanting to straighten things out. You know, that's that Two of Wands. I'm planning to try to straighten things out here in the future, and you know, might not be there yet, but it's a thought that's in your mind, that decision to travel towards this person and kind of, yeah, change the dynamic here. Interesting. Four of Pentacles, please. Okay. Old love. See? So old love in your life, again, is something that there may be someone here that you've held on to, I have to say, and this might be the person that you're wanting to move towards, but there also may be just an indicator here of how old love has affected you, and how how you were in past relationships about kind of holding on to, you know, controlling the situation, controlling the emotions that you felt, that barrier, and how you put those walls up with old love, you know, that you've experienced, which is something, I mean, we talked all about that. What's the Six of Pentacles here for? Okay, hold on. We have drama and true love. Wow. That's awesome. Old love and true love. So there's an idea around this that that was heavy. There may be some kind of old love here that you're trying to put boundaries up with, or trying to protect yourself from, or something in that kind of way. That's going to kind of resonate for everybody a little different. But with drama and true love here, it's almost like this is probably one of your thoughts is, should I give to this situation? Is this love going to bring drama, I guess. I mean, but is this love going to bring drama if I give to this situation? Yeah. Because again, I feel like it's just you don't feel like, should I carry these boundaries that I have, or should I give to this? And I think that with this drama being here, it's like you kind of have this awareness that it could cause drama, you know? Maybe with an old love for this with this person or with you. Okay. What about the... I have one more for Judgment reversed. Okay. Wedding. So this is the Union card. I think that you're still deciding on whether or not you want to open yourself up to union here, this playful energy. If you want to commit to that, if you have confidence there, if you can be fulfilled there, you already have memories with this person that you miss. Oh, it's a feminine energy. That you miss with this person, and you're recognizing this journey that you want to explore with this person. You already feel chained to this person. Oh, there's your masculine energy there, guys. You already felt or feel chained to this person in some kind of way, shape, or form. And yeah, there's your masculine energy there, that you've been in solitude here and you want to kind of come back in. This is the Three of Cups here, but you're afraid kind of a little bit about disappointments. This would come as a surprise. Maybe you have to kind of hide this from others in some kind of way, but you feel protected in that energy and supported here. You've learned your lesson. You feel like this is like maybe a life partner. Again, that companionship's coming up, and you don't want to have control here. Look at that, control in reverse. You're not trying to control that heart. Look at that. You want to confront these lies, and you feel like this person's kind of locked within your heart space. You want forgiveness here, so you're going to reach out, or you want to reach out. And there's passion behind that, from rejection. Or you may be saying, I'm rejection, the passionate part of this connection. You know, okay, so I'm going to stop there. That could go on and on. That could really go on and on. So let's get some eyes in. We're going to do that. No. Let's get some of these first. So that Union card there with Judgment is, again, you don't know if you want to face this person just yet, or if you want to be honest with this person just yet. Okay, so let's see what advice from Spirit comes through. Okay, look at that. Embrace your boundaries. Okay, they want me to emphasize on this energy here. You really need to, with embrace and boundaries, you need to embrace your boundaries in the fact of knowing when it's not telling you to get rid of those boundaries. I think this is information that's going to help you moving forward, so I think it's important. They're not telling you not to have boundaries. You need to embrace the boundaries that because when you start to know yourself better and who you are and connect with your own emotional body for sure, You're able to know when you're okay in a situation and when you're not okay in a situation. So they're saying here, it's okay to have these boundaries. It's okay to leave those boundaries. Just embrace the idea that you have control over those boundaries, whether you're going to keep them up or whether you're going to let them down. That's the whole point here, and being comfortable with that. Okay. If you're capable of releasing your boundaries here, stress. Evaluation. You really need to think about when you think about things in your, there's twin flame right there. When you think about things in your life that kind of stress you out, think about, okay, I need to reevaluate where this stress is coming from. Is it coming from me? Is it coming from a fearful place? So again, when you're making decisions for yourself, this decision or any other decision, where is that decision really, what's holding you back from making that decision? Reevaluate that, okay? What is that coming from? Is that if it's coming from fear, that's not somewhere you want to move on. Don't make a decision based off of what you're afraid of. Whether you're afraid of it happening or not, don't base that off of what you're afraid of. You need to base it off of how you feel emotionally, internally. They're asking you to kind of cleanse yourself there, kind of reevaluate. And something else too is, if you have things around you that aren't important to you really, that you feel like is just stressing you out, they're asking you to kind of detoxify yourself from those unnecessary commitments. Especially if it has to do with someone else that's putting their workload on you. That if it's not making you any kind of wealth or any kind of emotional satisfaction or any kind of physical satisfaction, if it's not benefiting you, then it's not necessary. Then get rid of it. Detoxify, cleanse yourself from it. If it's only causing you stress. Evaluation. Feed out what doesn't serve you. Reevaluate this situation here. Let's get one more. One more, please. Okay. And success. Yeah. It's time to shine. Success from what you pour your heart into. Yeah, look, awakening. Awakening and judgment there at the bottom of the deck. Isn't that crazy? Deception. Yeah, you're waking up to the deception that's around you, the deception of your thoughts that's inside of you. You're waking up to all of that. Yeah. If you release yourself from the stress, even if you're wanting to embrace the boundaries that you have right now in place, that's fine. You don't want to reconnect right now. Good. Do what it is that you feel like you need to do for yourself at this time. But know that you can always let down those walls. Know when to put up and let down the walls. That's the whole point, okay? Release what's stressing you out, unnecessary commitments. Reevaluate where you are so that you can have success moving forward. And that's what you want. And I feel like you're going to head in that direction because you're going to end up being comfortable with, the control that you're going to come into here. Okay. What about the future? Okay, this is like a side note. Obsessions, nurture, and ring, which is also like wedding, union, or, commitment. So I feel like you do have a strong attachment here to someone. It could be this person in the beginning. If that's like a divine feminine energy that's there. We didn't really get into all that too much. What they're saying here is, if you feel like you're capable or like you can nurture that connection, then commit to that. But again, I feel like this is kind of up to you and where you feel like you are, and it could be a little different for all you. Can you give me the future energies here, please? Cutting. So that's good, because we just talked about this. You cutting some bad, unhealthy attachments, breaking free from old cycles, old patterns. And that's this whole thing overall. You cutting yourself off from, you know, kind of not opening yourself up or keeping yourself closed off from feelings. Did you see the way that this card came out? I don't know if y'all can see it. It just flew like way up in the air. Transformation. Yeah. A huge breakthrough is coming soon. I feel like it has. I feel like you're transforming the way that you're seeing things with yourself. What else? Future energies here, please. Crossroads. There it is. Two of Wands. You being at that crossroads. You needing to make a choice here moving forward. Is there anything else? Let's see. Anything else? Oh, okay. Anything else? Anything else? Okay. Bottom of the deck. Control. So funny. Okay. So these came out as well. We have hope, happiness, family, confusion, and letter. So I think that they're saying here, remain hopeful about how things are going to work out, especially pertaining to family, if this is a concern for you in some kind of way. There may be some confusion about if you should communicate or if you shouldn't communicate, which I think is something that you're going to become more open to later. Or there may be some confusion about if you should communicate with family or not communicate with family about all this. I mean, I feel like it's going to be different for everybody, so I don't really want to put like a overall kind of message. I feel like that's just kind of there for you to kind of understand that this crossroads is going to be coming. That you've cut some things out, you're transforming, and now you decide if you want to reconnect, if you want to send that message, because you realize that this other person or other people, whatever it is, have been confused. And this could be family, this could be friends, this could be this other person here that you were in some kind of relationship or companionship with. But, I mean, I think that they're kind of leaving this up to you. Free will, guys. You always got free will. It's your choice if you want to move in this direction or not. So I'm going to get I think that they're, in a way, so I feel it. I'm not going to tell you, yes, do it, you know, because it's different for everybody. So again, be hopeful, go towards what makes you happy, you know, and if you feel like you need to kind of send some kind of letter or message so that you can clear up the confusion or reconnect, because maybe this is someone that you're tied to for a long time, then do that. But if you don't feel that, then don't. It's up to you. It's always up to you. I'm not gonna take these because 3 came out and I just need 1. I just saw 1111 on the timer. So there's the 1111 if you were looking for it. 2 came out. I'm gonna take both of them because I feel like 1 is about something and 1 is about something else. That's a weird thing to say, but I'm gonna go with it. So the first one here is with love. Dearest you, selfless giving is an elixir so sweet and life-giving and amazing that it should be customary for everyday living. My dog just made a moaning noise. Right now, generosity is being asked of you. Let go of the debt, release an obligation, and do a solid kindness to someone for no reason other than an excuse of the heart. You will be surprised how quickly a generous heart is repaid. Good grief. We know if it often doesn't happen in the intimate exchange, so temper your expectations. Know that life has an uncanny way of sending miracles seamlessly unrelated to your kindness, yet interconnected in magical ways. The more you act from generosity, the bigger your heart grows and the more love and abundance that you will experience. We also know that someone could be entering your life with a generous offer for you. Take it and trust that you are worthy and deserving of it. You have to receive, not just give. We love you so much over here. So take with this as you will. I think it's going to resonate a little different for everybody. I don't always get that, but I do feel that here. Because there is emphasis on, you've kind of, two things here: open and giving of yourself, letting go of releasing, which is something else we saw down here, but not holding in any expectations. But then it also talks about accepting things or receiving things, knowing that you're worthy, knowing that you're deserving of it. Okay, so take that how you will. We also have, you are loved. Dearest you, we are sending you waves of love and joy as we watch you reap the rewards of your tenacity and faith. We know how long it has taken for you to reach some of your goals, and that you've had disappointments along the way. Right now, we suggest that you take a deep breath and fill yourself up with gratitude and tune into the vibration of well-being. Temporary conditions may be trying to hypnotize you into seeing something else as your reality. But we know that happy rewards are on their way to you even now. Change is the only constant, so be open to it. You will achieve your dreams and more, we promise. But more important, your happy reward will be gathered up in the small moments, the gentle breezes, the soft kisses, and the quiet compliments. Your happiest moments will be on the journey itself, not in arriving at the destination. You are surrounded by so much love and care. Can you feel it? Okay, so let's get some charms, some initials, and close before my camera dies. Okay. So let's see what we have here as far as charms go for you. Oh, I feel like that's way too many. Let's try again. I want to pull like a whole bunch. Okay. Oh, yay. Look, it landed right on the 1. So that's that new beginning, like they talked about. The dinosaur here. And I'm going to tell you what I told part 1 in this. We got some good ones here. Yay. Just because you feel like you can't reach it doesn't mean that it's not possible. You need to make sure that you stay in this energy of knowing that you can achieve your goals, and knowing that you can create what you want. Even if this comes to relationships, career opportunities, adventures you want to take, whatever that is, keep kind of knowing that even if those feel bigger to you than what you feel like is obtainable, don't just say, well, it's just not going to happen. You know, keep in mind that it's possible. Be hopeful. That's how things happen for you, is being hopeful. Not saying it's just not going to work out. So the little doctor minion is obvious here, because I feel like that, you know, he has a smile on his face. So I do feel like you're going to come out of this whole healing cycle a better person. I think that you're going to come out of this more aware and more self-aware is most important. So this is a button, but it looks like an eye. So again, I think that you're like really more so connecting to your higher self and listening to your own inner guidance. I feel like you're becoming more aware of the things around you and kind of allowing that to kind of take place, which is more of in a spiritual sense. Seeing things differently for sure too as well. So you have the little like thing of twine here. I think that you feel like you have strings attached with this person. I'm just going to say that because the family card that came up as well. But recognizing that there are strings attached to this person in some kind of way, or this could just be family that you have strings attached to, and thinking about how they kind of fit into your life. You may be wanting to make decisions and things that you're afraid of what they'll think, feel, whatever it is. As the more you get to know yourself, the more you have that awareness, the more you'll feel more comfortable in being yourself. You know, it's a takes time. It's a journey that you have to kind of experience. Okay, so home and garden party reminds me of the Three of Cups. And you have 3 flowers here, 3 flowers here, which is reminding me of that Six of Pentacles here. So do you want to kind of give to this, or do you not? They're saying that in a way, and some of you I think are wanting to know this, with garden here and the flowers, I do feel like that this could grow into something good for you, or this person has grown since the last time that you've connected, and this could take place, you know, around home, where you could just feel like home with this person. This could be a family member, just so you know. I know I said that already, but there you go again. But wanting to reconnect and wanting to kind of have, a party, you know, wanting to kind of celebrate the connection itself, or celebrate each other, or coming back together and having fun together. Okay, so let's get some initials really quick. Yay! You'll have the butterfly. Oh, and lots of numbers here. We have 69. So get your head out of the gutter. No, not really. So 6 is the number of harmony, peace, healing. 9 is the number of you nearing that completion, you know, the intensity of things happening. And 3 is that growth that's taking place. It's also the Empress in Tarot, so that might be significant. We have 4 A's. Imagine that. There's always so many A's in this bowl. We also have T, E, T, another E. There's that crossroads with that X there. W and O and N. So teen is here. So you could have known this person since you were a teen, or something to do with teen. Wax is here, so not wanting to release yourself from that, you know, being yourself and not just being a wax mold of yourself, you know what I mean? Triple A. So you could feel like this person, or even spirit, you know, is coming to you when you need them, or they're there for you when you need them, you know, Triple A. So in O, it could be that cycle that you're completing here. The butterfly is most definitely the transformation. When we have the transformation card, but all the judgment and awakening that's here as well. So I'm going to hold these up. So these could be initials. These could spell something, whatever it is for you. It's different for everybody. And yeah. Oh, we also have 10. So again, number 10, completing that cycle. So I'm going to leave you here. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope this resonates. I hope it makes sense. If you want a reading from me, my information for that is in the description box. And that's all I have, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your love and your support. And I hope to see you again soon.